All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahushai Ba'Hashem, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say Shalom to the overflow elect, hearing this word in truth and in sincerity. So in this lesson, we just want to go into how the earth, languisheth, as it is written in the scriptures, and pretty much, the earth is in the worst condition that it's ever been, being under the hands of the Edomites, man. All right, which is the wicked of the scriptures, wicked according to the scriptures, man. And everything is pretty much defiled, even something that's for your life, which is water, that is beneficial for your life, has been contaminated, because the wicked has ultimately tainted everything, man. It is why a new rulership, right, a new judge, it's like a new ruler is needed, for the world, man, which is ultimately going to be Yahushai, all right, and 144,000, all right, men under him. But it says bottled Fiji water sold specifically on Amazon recalled for contamination with metals, bacteria, and, this stuff, I truly believe through the spirit that this is, of course, deliberately being done, to weaken, the world. Esau, Edom, at the end of the day, I remember this quote I've heard, either a brother quoted somebody who had said this quote, we don't want, thinkers, we want workers, so Esau want, the people in a weak condition. That way they're only good for working, being slaves, and if that means contaminating their food, their water, to keep them weak, so be it, But it says natural waters of Vidi Limited has voluntarily recalled more than 78,500 cases of Fiji natural artisan water after tests revealed the presence of manganese in 3 different strains of bacteria. So a lot of these things have been contaminated, and ultimately we can't, we have no other way out of this. Our food is contaminated, and our water is contaminated, your clothes, everything, man. So it's really of the mercy of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai that, we're even still here and alive, man. It says, affecting and even brothers and sisters, can feel the effects of, this horrible food that we eat. It says affected lots of the water were sold only on Amazon between February 1st and March 3rd of this year. If you did not buy Fiji water on Amazon, in other words, then you have nothing to worry about, And a lot of people buy that stuff because to be honest, people are too lazy, right, to just go to the store and get a case of water, and come back home. They rather just order it, online and have it delivered to them, man. And that's the convenience of Babylon, And what happens when that convenience is taken away? Now you got to get your ass up and go to the store. And when you get to the store, there may not even be anything to buy, So one thing will lead to another. But I want to go ahead and get the scripture, all right, in the book of Job 9:24, because, every problem, has a cause, and what's the cause of this problem? The earth is in the hand of the wicked, right? Job 9:24 says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Okay? And the wicked is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. In particular, the elite, all right, of the so-called white people. They have the power of the earth right now. They control, what water, what goes in the water. Right? They control what goes into the food. That's why you'll commonly hear that the water has fluoride in it, because Esau puts that shit in there. So, without Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, we're in a dire situation. We'd be done, man. If it wasn't for his mercy. So I meant to say that. If it wasn't for the Lord's mercy, we'd be consumed, as the book of Lamentations say. if I may get that. Lamentations chapter 3 and verse I want to say it's chapter 4. It is of the Lord's mercy that we are not consumed. So let me see if I can find it. I know it's in the 3rd chapter. Right here, the water about Shemal Shai. Lamentations 3 and 22. I'm going to start from 21. It says, "This I recall to my mind, therefore have I hope. It is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not." And because ultimately we're here, because of the curses, because of our disobedience. But because the Lord has compassion, he has mercy, I'm not going to be under the hand of the so-called white man forever. Suffering, the wickedness of Esau, man. Because Esau really be doing all this to destroy Jake. All right. But you can't get the elect because Yahweh Shemi Shai has a hedge of protection around his elect. That's why certain things that would affect, a wicked nigga in the world really wouldn't affect a believer like that, because the Lord does have, that spiritual, what's the word for it? He has a spiritual line in the sand, for the lack of better words. There's a line in the sand drawn when it comes to the believers, the Lord's elect. Lord willing, be part of that number. But, continuing on in the article, it says, an X post about the voluntary recall explains that nearly 1.9 million bottles of Fiji water sold on Amazon are included. They were all sold in 24 packs containing 500 milliliter bottles. And a lot of these things were sold, man. So just imagine a lot of people who would probably get sick, drinking, this water brand from Amazon. Fiji water remains safe to buy and consume. The company reassured its customers on social media this is a quality issue only affecting specific lots sold on Amazon. But they might just be saying this to save their asses. All right. You never know with the devil. Esau Edom is all about profit. If we tell them that, all right, all of our shit is contaminated, then we're not going, they're not going to buy it. We're not going to make no money. But more than likely, the other shit is contaminated too. You see, right here, Fiji recall not severe. Company says no risk, right? The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has designated this a Class 3 recall, which out of the 3 classes the agency has is the least severe. You can't even trust them motherfuckers either. All right, because they're the same ones that said, you can go in and take the, and over the last, course of 3 years, people have just been dropping suddenly, right? Off of them saying that you can take it. So you can't trust them. You can't trust Esau in general, man. To hell with these devils. So going back to the scriptures, to the book of Isaiah 24, it says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. All right, the earth is fading away, man. Because the Edomites pretty much has defiled everything. They don't rule the world through the law, statutes, and commandments. Which of course it wasn't given to them, but that's just an example of why it's important to rule through the Lord's commandments. Because when you look around the world, you go around, this is the result of, not ruling the right way. So the earth is mourning. The earth is fading away. That's why the scriptures, as it's written in 2 Peter the 3rd chapter, how we look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness, man. Because we understand that in that new earth, a righteous rulership will be established. Okay, and the earth is going to be built back up. The earth is going to yield its fruit again. It's going to yield its strength. like it did in the beginning, but even better, man. You know? Verse 5 says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. You know? And Esau, Edom has changed the laws, like, right? The things that we see happen today is not what went down, you know, as they would say in biblical times. We understand in the time of our forefathers, you know, like daylight savings, you know. That ain't happening in the time of our forefathers. But Esau, being a devil, has that going on, which has thrown a lot of people off. But if you keep it simple, you know, it just goes from sundown to sundown. That's a day, you know. So from yesterday's sundown to today's sundown, that's a whole day. But Esau want to make it, difficult, man. And he has it to where people think that when the sun comes up, that's when the day begins. You know, and when the sun goes down, that's when the day ends. No, when the sun goes down, that's when the day begins. You see? And these are Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai's ways. You know, this is how we ought to, you know, do things. But once again, we're in a wicked rulership to where, you know, Esau has everything upside down, and what he says, you know, of course we gotta do because we're in Babylon. You know, like if you gotta go to work because you gotta pay them bills. You know, if the boss wants you at work at 7 o'clock, all right, you gotta be at work at 7 o'clock. You know, to pay them bills. But of course, you do it to a certain extent. You know, if that's making sense. Right, you do it to a certain extent. Now, if Esau's telling you to do something wicked that's against Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, that's when you gotta tell this man, you know, nah. All right. I had a couple more precepts in mind that I didn't bookmark, but Sirach at the 10th chapter, in verse 3, it says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Right, an unwise king destroyed his people. And Esau is an unwise king. You know, because once again, this devil is the son of perdition, right? The son of destruction. And all he thinks about is how he can destroy people more and more. You know, and if that means, you know, defiling the food, defiling the water, right? Defiling your clothing, defiling the air, anything that we use to live, hey, he's gonna do it. You know? Because he wants to see people in a low state, a low condition. You know? In verse 4, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. Right? And, you know, back in the day, you know, I used to watch those cartoons where you have, you know, dictators. And within those cartoons, the dictator would be on high. All right? And then he'd have the rest of the people on the bottom slaving. You know, whether it would be carrying some heavy ass wood on their back, whatever the labor was. But that was, you know, a real life Slaki. That was an example, not real life, but that was an example in a cartoon show, you know, of what Esau do in real life, man. You know, it may not be, you know, people carrying, you know, heavy shit on their backs, but in our day to day, you know, we gotta labor for this, man. You know, and bring back, you know, crumbs. You know, this is nothing but slavery. And who benefits off of it? The elite. Verse 5 says, in the hand of the Most High is the prosperity of man, and upon the person of the scribe shall he lay his honor. You know, so Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to give us, you know, that honor, you know, as we once had. You know, of course, everything was taken from us. You know, and the Lord put Esau in power. All right, but this man's getting ready to be taken down. All right. Jumping down to verse 10, and it says, the physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. Right? The physician is Yahweh Shai, you know, and he's coming back to cut off this long disease that's plaguing the earth, which is Esau, man. You know? It says, he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. Because beginning with his rulership is going to be put down, and then ultimately Esau, Edom is going to be, you know, eradicated forever, you know, according to Obadiah 18. So it's always hope within these scriptures, man. Right? Right now, you know, we're suffering, we're going through a lot, you know, as a body, you know, under the hand of Esau, Edom. But the scriptures always reassure us that one is not forever; it got to end someday, and two, there's a solution for it, because the average Jake, they'll go out and march, they'll go out, they want to go on platforms and speak about their oppression because they think that that's a solution for what they're going through, man. But really, that's all in vain, because Esau, Edom, is not going to change. He was created to be the wicked. Esau, Edom, he laughs when he see Jake, marching like that. He gets a chuckle out of it, because he know for sure that y'all wasting your time. But when he see you come back to your heritage, when he sees you, come, calling on them, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that's when they get serious. That's when it's like, oh shit, because they don't want you coming back to your power. They want to see you, doing shit that don't mean nothing, man. But when you repent, come back to the Lord, and start praying the names, speaking the names, man, that's when Esau gets nervous, man. And they notice. Judith, the 5th chapter, goes into how the heathen gets afraid, when we call them the names of our power. They have the history. They know what goes on. Let me get that real quick. Yeah, every time the Lord was on our side, man, the heathen, they had to dip, because they were getting defeated. Judith 5th chapter, and it says, but when they departed, it's like it, verse 18, but when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. And that's talking about us, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's talking about us. When we fell away from our ordinances, from the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, ultimately, the heathen came against us. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai had them come against us, and they took us down. But verse 19 says, but now are they returned to their power, and are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. You see, so when we return to our power, that's when things get better for us. And that's why the heathen, they tried so hard to keep our heritage from us, right? They tried so hard to keep the names Yahweh and Yahushai from us, because they know that when we return to our power, that's when shit get real, and we're seeing it in real time, right? We're seeing the world, turn right side up, in real time, because the Israelites are waking up. You see, and that's another thing too, is that, the whole world, for lack of better words, revolves around, these two main characters, Jacob and Esau. As the world was in turmoil under the hand of Esau, it's now being, being put right side up, as Jacob wakes up, and this is the Lord's doing. As his knowledge, this truth, continue to go out, Esau, Edom is scrambling because he sees his world crumbling, before his very eyes. Verse 20 says, now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against his people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. You see, and that's why the so-called white man Esau, constantly pays off, these drill rappers, these thought rappers, to push out filth, because they want our people in a perpetual state of degeneracy. They want our people to be degenerates. You think that, the rulers would want to see Jake in a good condition. No, not Esau. Esau wants Jake in a horrible, condition. Why? So they can accuse us before Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Look, Lord, these are your people. Look what your people are doing. So that's why I said before that, those marches don't mean shit. Those rallies don't mean shit, because at the end of the day, let's say you do get, reparations for what happened during slavery. Jake is still going to be wicked. That's not gonna appease, all the bloodshed that was, done on this land. That was shed to build this land, man. It says, verse 21, but if there be iniquity in their nation, let my Lord not pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their power be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world. And that's what's getting ready to happen to Esau, right? They're getting ready to become a reproach before all the world. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is getting ready to confound them because, as it's written, their pride, it's pretty much, their pride, the Lord likens them unto an eagle, which means how prideful they are. The eagle, is pretty much the highest flying bird out of them all. So Esau Edom prides himself as being above everybody. He's so proud that he likens himself unto the Most High. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is nothing, nothing to be compared to of this world, man, or in heaven. All right, he's the creator, but Esau Edom is trying to has pretty much put himself in that seat, man. So there's a great humbling coming to the elite of Esau. Okay, but Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I know this video kind of veered off, but the point of the lesson, as we go back to it, goes into how the earth it has languished under the rulers, man. Nothing is pretty much safe to drink or eat no more. But once again, through the mercy of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we still here, man. But Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Rakakodash, double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.